evening, everybody, and welcome to our second annual Skinner Middle School Debate Competition. My name is Nate Braidman. I will be your Master of Ceremonies. Let me explain a little bit to our audience members what we've been doing throughout the year and explain the methodology and the content that we have been studying. What we do, what we abide by, our company, is we believe the best way to master knowledge is to go through a crawl, walk, run strategy. So what we do is in order to master a certain topic, we have the kids memorize certain basic facts. That's the crawl stage, and then we have them draw conclusions from those facts. That is the walk stage, and then we have them develop a persuasive argument and debate and counterpoints, and that is the run stage. And now we will turn most importantly to who. So let me introduce our teams. On my left, immediate left, is Miss Annalisa Montoya, and she's the subject matter expert for appeasement. Next, Miss Aspen Coates, and she is going to be covering the Korean War. Next is Alan Cisneros, and he is the expert on the Cuban Missile Crisis, followed by Daniel Brown. He'll be covering the end of the Cold War, and our cleanup hitter is Mr. Owen Smith, who will be talking all things Iraq. Their competition. On my right, we begin with Mr. Calder McCarthy. He will be debating the appeasement section. Next, Miss Marissa Lucero will be covering the Korean War, followed by Miss Alondra Gil Gonzalez, and she will be taking the Cuban Missile Crisis. A.J. Sanchez will be our end of Cold War expert, and our cleanup hitter on this team is Mr. Hayden Breitzman. So he will be debating Mr. Smith on the Iraq War. So let's begin with our lightning round drill. What I do is I will ask them questions, and they will have to answer as many as they can correctly in 1 minute for 1 point each. Are you ready, Owen?
Owen.
Okay. He was appointed U.S. Administrator of Iraq.
Paul Bremer.
Preferred weapon of the Iraqi insurgents.
IEDs.
President Bush adopted this policy, sending more troops to Iraq in 2007.
Pass.
Saddam Hussein's political party.
Ba'ath Party.
He led the counterinsurgency efforts in Iraq.
David Petraeus.
Define calibrated.
Adjusted.
Paul Bremer's biggest mistake.
Not becoming allies with the Iraqi army.
The number of Iraqis killed in the insurgency.
60,000.
Support for the Iraq War began to decline and was discovered Saddam did not have these.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Define viable.
It's a usable, good solution.
President Bush's ultimate goal was to establish this in Iraq.
Democratic. Go.
Okay, our bonus. Capital of Iraq.
Pass.
Okay. Capital of Egypt.
Pass.
Define traumatized.
Hurt mentally or physically.
Okay. Give me an example of WMD. Little bonus one I'm throwing out there.
Like a bomb, a suicide bomber.
Define abducted.
Kidnapped.
Okay. Why did it take 4 years for the military to find an effective strategy in Iraq? So we'll begin with this. What strategy did the U.S. military begin with in Iraq in 2003?
They're using hard power. They were basically launching bombs, shooting at basically everyone they see that doesn't look like an American army.
Okay. Why didn't this strategy work for 4 years?
Because they weren't connecting with the public. They weren't using counterinsurgency, which is protect the local population. The population needed to trust them in order to give them intel on where they think terrorists might be hiding.
Okay. And you mentioned this in lightning round, but I'll ask you again, who implemented that new strategy in Iraq?
David Petraeus.
Okay. Our final debate of the night.